There were four friends named Emily, Tony, Ashley, and Leo. They loved adventures, so one weekend they decided to go camping in a big forest. The sun was bright, and they set up their tents, excited to roast marshmallows and have a good time. As they gathered around their campfire, they laughed and shared silly tales. But one story stood out, a spooky tale about a witch who lived in the woods. The friends giggled and rolled their eyes, thinking it was just a made-up tale to scare kids. How could there really be a witch out there? But as the sun went down and the night grew darker, a strange wind began to blow. Suddenly they heard soft whispers and giggles coming from the trees. Tony, feeling brave, said, "It's just the wind." But Ashley, feeling a little scared, glanced into the dark woods, sensing something was not quite right. Later, when they crawled into their tents to sleep, the forest seemed to come alive. The moonlight peeked through the trees, but now it felt creepy. Around 2 in the morning, they were suddenly woken up by soft singing and laughter, like someone was trying to lure them outside. Tony, curious and a little scared, unzipped his tent and stepped out. "Hello?" he called into the dark, but there was only silence, until a shadowy figure appeared. It was a woman in old torn clothes, her face pale, and she had a scary grin. "Lost, are you?" she asked, her voice sounding sweet but feeling very spooky. The friends panicked and jumped back into their tents. "We have to get out of here!" Ashley shouted. They all crawled out of their tents, but the woods had changed. The path that led them to their campsite was now gone, replaced by trees blocking their way. Rushing deeper into the woods, they heard the witch's laughter getting louder, mixed with the sounds of cracking branches under their feet. "This way!" Tony yelled, trying to guide everyone, but every turn they took seemed wrong, like the forest was playing tricks on them. Finally, they found a strange clearing, where a flickering lantern hung from a tree branch. But as they looked around, they saw small stones marking graves in the ground. It was clear now. They weren't the first campers in this forest, and the witch had taken others before them. In panic, they decided to split up, thinking it might help them escape. Emily ran toward the thickest part of the trees, but the branches seemed to grab at her clothes, pulling her back. Then she heard a scream. It was Ashley. Emily's heart raced. The witch's song filled the air, calling out to her, tempting her to stop and sleep, just like her friends. But Emily knew she had to keep going, just as she was. She could hear Tony, Leo, and Ashley scream, "Go silent." They were getting caught one by one.